Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting
What?
episode of the Av Files. I'm your host,
Yes.
as always, Av. I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful guest, co-host, Daniel. What's up, man?
Yes. What's going on? I am here. I'm present.
Present.
I am present.
And yes, it's almost that time.
It
We're getting
is.
close. We're getting close to that time where we are going to present, have many presents, right?
Correct. It is. It is. At the time of recording, it is the 18th of December.
December, yeah.
Man.
Quick, I just want to say, if you guys are enjoying this, give a quick thumbs up, like it, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Every little bit helps. It helps our channel grow, community grow a little bit more, spread the word. Um, Also, quick shout out to everyone that's been listening from the beginning, Allie and all them. Thank you very much. We
Yes.
appreciate it. Also, quick shout out to my whatnot friends, Cool Cam and White Beans.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. We are all here. All the whole gang.
Everybody, yeah.
The whole gang. We carry you with us always.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little nice community over there on whatnot. It's pretty cool, man. Collecting my comic books and anyway, that's a
We're about to get into a soapbox moment.
almost.
We're about to
Although,
get
yeah,
into a deep moments by Av.
yeah,
But
no, it's no, it's fun. I like it. It's my little hobby that I got sucked into many years ago, and
well, speaking of getting sucked into stuff,
it's
um,
eating me away. Yeah,
using the segue,
yeah.
Ah,
Hmm.
man,
All right. So today's episode is a very interesting episode. We're gonna go with these. This is a radio transmission, radio frequencies that people are able to come in contact with or are able to listen to. Almost anybody can do it if they have the right radio type of radio. You can tune it in.
when
You can hear different stuff. Um, so
when you told me what you were like, when you told me what you were like going to look into, I had less than zero idea what the hell you were talking about, bro. I was like, what? Like that,
yeah,
and I still have no
you're like, what are you talking
I
about?
still have no clue. Like it's beyond my pay grade. I do not know what it is you're talking about. So
So
I'm very fortunate that you're bringing the information to the
to me
forefront.
this is pretty to me this is pretty interesting. So again, we're talking I'm going to be going into or we're going to be going into they're called number stations. Um but in doing so I found this and I found it has it's has a little to do with that because you're picking up transmissions from somewhere else um and people were hearing it. So this goes along in that same type of category, which I thought was interesting. Um so it's a radio transmission of what is called the Lost Cosmonaut. On May 16th, 1961, two brothers from Italy who were amateur radio operators claimed to have intercepted a chilling transmission from space. The brothers were known for their sophisticated homemade listening stations. They had gained a reputation for allegedly intercepting transmissions from Soviet and American space missions during the height of the space race. I mean, that's a long time ago, but I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, to be able
that's
to hear
nuts.
the Russians and the Americans kind of,
Just two brothers, just hacking space,
yeah,
pretty much
pretty
hacking the
much,
space race. Pretty like
yeah. So
having front seats like
I
to
guess
what's going on.
they were in the right position to be able to. Again, it's radio. It's a radio frequency. It's kind of like, I guess, like if you're on your cell phone and you hear somebody else's conversation. It's similar to. I mean, has that ever happened to you?
Fuck no. What
That's never
cell
happened
phone?
to you. You've never heard like.
I've heard that shit on a walkie-talkie.
Oh, okay. Well,
100%.
like on a walkie-talkie, right? Well, same thing. Like on a walkie-talkie, you guys are talking, but start hearing somebody else's conversation, right?
You've heard someone else's voice on your cell phone.
No, well, I'm saying like on your walkie-talkie, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So same thing.
Wow.
So it's kind of like that, right? But now imagine that times like 1,000, where you have your radio and you're
Like,
listening to Russian transmission.
like you're like purposely pointing your shit out at space. And you're like, we should be hearing nothing, and we're getting something,
Right.
right? Like, is that what was supposed to
Well,
like?
I guess what they were doing was picking up, like trying to pick up radio conversations, because they were what did it say, amateur radio operators. So they were just kind of like just messing around. And I guess they would probably pick up some kind of transmission, CB radios or something like that. I mean, hey, people have
Wow.
their little hobbies and weird
Yeah,
shit like that.
yeah, true.
So the brothers claim to have heard and recorded what they interpreted as the voice of a female cosmonaut. The woman was reportedly speaking Russian, describing her deteriorating situation. In the recording, her voice became increasingly desperate, indicating she was experiencing extreme heat and possibly the onset of a crucial failure in her spacecraft. The most haunting aspect of the transmission was the suggestion that this female cosmonaut was on a one-way trip doomed to perish as her spacecraft burned up upon re-entry into Earth's atmosphere.
Re-entry. Damn.
Right.
So she
Yeah.
was coming home way too quick.
She was coming home, maybe way too quick, maybe in the wrong type of spacecraft.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
yeah,
All right.
please,
Well, we
let's see
have
what
that
happened.
video queued up. All right, guys. Be prepared. Be prepared. Let's have a listen. Let's have a listen. We're gonna make sure this audio works. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's
Crazy, right?
absolutely that's haunting, bro.
It's scary, right? It is pretty scary. I'm hot. I'm hot. You
That's
can hear her. You can see. You can hear her like the panic in her voice. I'm hot. I'm hot. I can see flame. I can see a flame. I can see a flame. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
man. I you know I don't know. During that time, man, during that time, there was a lot of stuff going on, man. There's a lot of stuff going on. We were just sanding shit up there to see what stuck as humans. You know,
Well, I
it's
mean,
like
I
God.
know some astronauts died on our side as well. But I mean, man, they the Russians. I don't know what kind of stuff they were doing, man. Yeah, it's pretty scary, man. I'm going to crash. Yes, yes. I feel hot. I feel hot. I will re-enter. I will re-enter. I am listening. I feel hot. Yeah. It's
I mean, not much you can do at that point.
oh yeah. There's nobody could have done anything at that point.
What do you do? Jump? I mean, I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
get
it
the
might be
fucking
better
water.
if you did. I mean, it
Yeah,
might end quicker.
yeah. Go head
But
first.
so they apparently never. Okay, so some people say they don't know who the lady was or is. Um, and some people say they know the name of her. I couldn't remember the name, so doesn't
Yeah.
matter anyway.
Well,
But she,
you know what's funny? Like, I feel like, especially Russia, highly secretive, especially during this time, right around the space race.
mhm,
You know, like they're super prideful, like close to the chest. They
yeah,
never wanted
yeah,
to admit defeat in anything. Like, so we probably never will. And if we did find out, it's probably a lie anyway. Like it's probably someone that I don't know. I don't trust anything coming out of the Soviet Union at this time ever. Any news coming out of Russia during this time is like meh, grain of salt, big grain of salt.
yeah.
You know, like it's kind of like, oh, the U.S. landed on the moon, big grain of salt. Like okay, okay, big grain of salt. Eventually, I believe we did. You know, but I'm just saying, like let's
I'm
just
just saying.
just okay, let's just all calm down there.
Yeah. So that's pretty. That's pretty.
That's pretty crazy how like just two guys are just like chilling. Hey man, let's look up at the stars. Let's point our antenna up, and holy shit, the Human Torch is coming down from
Yeah.
space.
Right. Yeah.
Golly,
It's yeah. That's pretty. That's
that's
wild.
terrible.
Um. Yeah. So now, yeah. I honestly I couldn't even imagine like listening to that. Like
I,
you're sitting at home, you got your headphones on, and all you hear is this woman. You probably feel helpless as well. Like there's nothing I can do. What am I
well,
going
I
to
mean,
do? And you
you
don't
don't
even know what she's saying.
yeah,
She just
you don't know
sounds
the language.
scared and she's screaming.
I wonder how
Right.
they got the recording, or do they automatically record that shit? You know what
I
I
think
mean?
they just. I'm pretty sure they just started recording whatever they
Yeah,
heard.
yeah.
Um,
That's
but some people think that it's fake. Some people don't believe that that's an actual recording. That's why they say, "Well, we don't even know who this person is." That's bullshit. Other people are like, "No, that's real. That's real audio from this woman, and they know who she is." And like I said, sorry,
I,
I don't remember her name.
I could
Um,
you know I could imagine. Do I believe I believe it. I definitely believe it. I believe there's shit out there that gets intercepted all the time. You know, like I want to believe it.
if you're listening, yeah, you can probably listen and hear some great. Well, okay, now when you say that number stations, because this is something that just about anybody can listen out for.
Mhm.
Um, and some of them are a little creepy sounding because there's tons of them out there. There's a whole bunch of them out there, a whole bunch of them. But we're just going to talk about a few of them. So number stations are mysterious shortwave radio transmissions that typically consist of sequences of numbers, words, or coded tones. These broadcasts are widely believed to be encrypted messages intended for intelligence agents operating in the field and in foreign countries. They use a one-time pad encryption method, which is considered unbreakable when used correctly. Most stations have set time schedules or scheduled patterns. However, some appear to have no discernible pattern or and broadcast at random times. Stations may have set frequencies in the high frequency band. It said the number stations have been active since at least the start of World War One, and are said to still be in use today.
What?
Yeah, because some of these number stations you can still hear them. You can still listen to them if you have the right radio and you
One
tune the radio in to the right frequencies. Yes, you can hear some of these number stations.
from World War One? Like, so that means somewhere there's like something generating what, a signal that's been programmed to go off since World War One?
Well, some of them have it. Okay, so not all of there's they've been using them since World War One. I don't think there's one that's still in use since then, but there's a whole bunch of them. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of them.
Okay. It's not like
Um,
shoot Archduke Ferdinand. Like, not like shoot that guy. Like,
no,
there's not that. There's
I
not
mean
like that.
when you hear these, you'll like you're gonna be like, it just sounds like a bunch of crap.
Okay.
Um, So, all right. So, amongst amateur radio enthusiasts, there is an interest in monitoring, classifying number stations, with many being given nicknames to represent their quirks or origins. It's also been known that whoever is sending the transmissions or whoever is receiving the messages are not known. So, you have these number stations. Okay, you're in the United States. You're here. You listen. You can hear these number stations. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know where they're going to. You don't know who's receiving them. You don't know who's sending it. Um, it's um, it's also said that pretty much most countries have number stations and they're sending messages back and forth.
These are just
Um,
untraceable.
it's untraceable. Like you,
So this is just, it's had short wave, short, what is it? Short.
shortwave radio transmissions.
So is that like the CB shit? Like the,
I don't think it's CB.
like,
It's it. They're like radio frequencies.
I'm trying to, because that's where I'm getting confused. Like,
Mhm.
short wave, that is, uh, what is that?
So they
What,
like, I
like,
guess
I'm like,
they like send it off and they bounce it off and they
we're
want
not
it.
we're not talking about satellites at
No,
all.
not satellites. They're not satellites, but they, I guess,
Towers.
yeah. I mean, they have to be within range. Okay, so they're basically used for like spies and shit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, so hold on, let me finish this real quick.
Okay.
Unlike modern communication methods, these broadcasts are nearly impossible to trace back to their source. It is also known that just about every country has a number station in other countries. So it's kind of like, um, you know, they even though we could probably jam all these number stations, they don't, only to the fact that it's like, well, you are going to send your transmission, we're going to send our transmission, nobody's going to mess with it. Leave it alone. It's just there.
It's like the spy network. Like the
Kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah.
pretty much like the John Wick hotel. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
like
almost
the
something like that. Like you just it's a gentleman's agreement. Just leave our stuff alone, we leave your stuff alone. Um, but yeah, we don't know, they don't know, they can't break the code. So when you listen to it, you're going to be like, how what is this? So what they do is it's like a one day key that they use. So whoever's receiving it has like this had the pad. I guess they change it every day or whatever. That's why it's so hard to break it, because it changes every day. It might be the same numbers, but it's different to whoever's receiving it.
so it's just numbers. It's just numbers, and then
It's
so
numbers and coded words. Um, Okay, so here, look, to give you an example, you're going to listen to this one number station. So these number stations have nicknames to help identify them. The first one that we will listen to is called the Lincolnshire Poacher. It's said to have operated from the 1970s till 2008. So this
Okay.
went down in 2000. This stopped. I don't think it's in operation anymore, and since 2008, it could have gone back up, but it was in the 70s.
Okay.
So it's just a series of beeping tones followed by English female voice reading 5 number sequences. Uh, the origin is possibly tied to British intelligence. Go ahead, play that one.
All right. Let's go. Let's cue it up. I haven't heard these, so let's check this out. Okay. So, it's the whole transmission.
Yeah. So basically, it keeps doing that. It's going to
It just so okay.
It
So
just repeats a series of numbers, right? So whoever's receiving them has
a code book.
has
So
the code, and they listen to the beeping, so they know that it's coming up on that one. And then the lady's going to repeat the numbers, and you can hear her say the numbers over and over again, and then go to another set of numbers and repeat those over and over again.
Huh.
And I guess they can, even if they repeat the same numbers every day in that order, the code is different every time.
Interesting, bro. Like so then that person knows. So okay, she could just be rattling off random numbers, or is it their book could have a whole different key every day? She could technically be saying the same effing numbers.
If I'm not mistaken, yes, correct.
So
what she says, it doesn't matter. Well, not that it doesn't matter, but what she says doesn't matter, because if you have the book of whatever codes, when she reads it, the message is going to say one thing. Tomorrow, it's going to read something else.
Got it. So like Tuesday, her numbers are going to mean this.
Right.
Okay. But you know what though, that kind of is difficult, because if the numbers stay the same, no, man, because then the messages would constantly have to be changing.
That's what it is.
It constantly has to change.
That's why that's why nobody can break it. It's people have tried to break these codes before, and they're like, it's impossible. It's simple as it sounds, because they're just reading numbers. You can hear what they're saying. It's not like she's saying, Tommy flew the chicken down the street on Main Street on Wednesday evening. You're like, what the hell's that? She's just saying, 3479, 3479. And you're
over
like,
and over and over again.
Well, she'll say like 3479, 3479, and then she'll say 9898, 9898. Today it means,
That's
go
so
to the grocery store and pick
frustrating.
up ham.
It's so
Tomorrow it's
frustrating because
telling
it's
you
clearly a code. It's
it's
like,
clearly a code. But that's where
and
that whole thing comes in, as in we're not going to disrupt your communication. Don't F with mine.
oh my god, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
That's so annoying to have something so blatantly a
But
spy network.
these aren't like I'm gonna say they're not very powerful transmissions, but they're powerful enough because I forget how many megahertz it has to be for them to be able to reach a spy sitting in the basement somewhere. And also like if they got caught, uh, you know, whoever catch if they got caught, no one's gonna be able um to tell what kind of what the code is because the next day it's going to be something else. And if you
True.
know so it's like you get caught and then what, like who gives a shit, right?
How are you gonna prove
um,
it?
right.
How are you gonna
Right.
prove it? Damn, dude. Oh my god.
Crazy.
You would have to get caught by
In
the
the act.
no, you would have to get caught by the person you would have to get caught by the person generating the code. Like you'd have
That's
to
the
go
thing.
to the main source, like to Russia or to China or to North Carolina or something.
Right.
I don't
Right.
know why I chose North Carolina. I mean, it could
I don't
be
know, but hey,
anywhere.
I mean, but that's true. It could have been North Carolina. Who knows?
Who knows?
Right. Who freaking knows?
That's
um
crazy. So hear me out on this. So let's say it's the same thing over and over again. So that means every day. Let's say Av, you're the plant, right? I have to come up and you have the thing is a number sheet 1 through 10, right? And every day 1 through 10 means a different letter to you,
yep.
right? And then that's your sheet, and every day that shit changes. And so from then on, it just every day I'm sending you different key, different key, different key, different key, and it never repeats. It's never the same. Something always. So man,
It's
wow.
yeah.
But if it's so like shortwave, then that doesn't that mean spies have to kind of sort of live around these places, like
No,
within
it
the
could also
vicinity?
they could be close. Maybe they could be close by, but then it's like maybe they come and they stay for a little bit. They listen to the transmission and they go out. I
Interesting.
want to say. Okay, I'm not a spy. I don't know. I'm not speaking for spies that are out there. If you're out there, be safe. Also, I'm not putting words in people's mouths, so don't come after me and give me shit about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, guys, we're PhDs in number stations. Obviously,
We have PhDs and
that's
not
why
knowing.
we're doing this. When answers on number stations come to us, we have it figured out. As of what is it? 28 minutes ago, I didn't know what the fucking number station was, so we figured it out, guys. We
That
cracked it.
yeah, that's crazy. No, and it's pretty interesting, man. And I mean,
It's
there's so many of these number stations. I
because I
mean,
mean, like you said, it's so simplistic, but like because if you think about it, like the code, what was it, the Enigma code they used in World War II,
right.
right? It was so complex, and the fact that they had the that machine that the Alan Turing guy
Uh-huh.
broke, that huge elaborate machine that they used to break that code, right? It was so complex just to break that code, okay, and help basically win World War II.
Right.
Had a huge leg up
Right.
into gave us a huge leg up into winning World War II.
It had nothing to do with the nuclear bomb, though.
No. Eastern. Sorry, the Eastern Front,
Ah.
Western Front, completely different. The European theater, sorry.
Whole new ball game.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. So okay, so again, so now the next one we're gonna go into, or the next one we're gonna listen to, it's called The Buzzer, UVB 76. Do you want to cue that one up?
Yeah, I got that one queued up. This is
Okay.
nuts. I just
So
see
this one's
the
called
hammer and sickle.
Yeah, this is like the real deal. Okay, this is a good one. Play that one and
Okay, here we go. Ready? Let's go.
УЗБ-76, 93 882, Наимина, 74 14 35 74, девятка, тройка, восьмерка, двойка, Николай, Анна, Иван, Михаил, Иван, Николай, Анна, семерка, четверка, единица, четверка, тройка, пятерка, семерка, четверка. УЗБ-76, УЗБ-76, 93 882, Наимина, 74 14 35 74, девятка, тройка,
This is
восьмерка,
nuts, dude.
восьмерка,
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy.
тройка, Николай, Анна, Иван,
So,
Михаил, Иван, Николай, Анна, семерка, четверка,
so
единица, четверка, тройка, пятерка, семерка, четверка.
so someone gets on and reads this every day.
Okay, so that's another thing. It's not. Sometimes somebody will get on and it'll be they'll read it every day, or they might switch out. So you might hear like a man's voice, like you were hearing there, that guy speaking in Russian, or you might hear a woman's voice, or it might be one where
Like
it's
pre-recorded.
taken like somebody might read one and a different voice is going to read another number, or it's going to have like a different saying or something like that. So it's not necessarily somebody reading. It could be like some programmed where somebody's just taking bits of audio and mashing it together to say a number or say a phrase.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that was the Buzzer, and that one
So
operated in the late 1970s, and it's supposedly still transmitting today.
So and I'll let people know that are listening, that was all Russian, and that was just what that person said in Russian was UVB 76, UVB 7693, 882, Niamina 74 14 35 74 93882, Nikolai, Anna, Ivan, Mikhail, Ivan, Nikolai, Anna, 741-43574. And they repeated that twice.
And I mean that's all it is.
So
And
if any
every
of you, if any of
day
your
or
shit
every other
guys,
day, yeah.
yeah.
So then like every day or every other day or however whenever they want to do it, that message would go out.
Yeah. So if
And it
I
would
just
repeat all-
accidentally like programmed you guys, any of your Maturian candidates out there, I apologize with that. So activated those Maturian candidates that listen to our podcast.
So yeah, but it's a continuous buzzing sound with occasional interruptions by Russian-speaking voices delivering cryptic messages. Obviously, the origin is Russian, possibly linked to military communications. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty wild, man.
Dude, like these things are just remnants. These are like relics. But at the same time, it's like if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like you don't need to fix it, right? If this thing has been proven to work, don't mess with it, right?
Right.
I
Um,
mean, shit. That's crazy. And it's still like functioning. That's what's blowing my mind.
right. So, and then obviously, people, spies or whoever is using that now, or listening to it, or maybe it's not, maybe it's just still going, and people just can pick it up and listen to it.
Like maybe it's just like gone. Maybe this whole network is gone and this is just antiquated and it just set on a timer and like the skeleton that's set on the rotating chair is still there and it's just still
Yeah,
moving
yeah,
and
just
push
kind
and
of like
play.
constantly, like you push the button.
Just
Um,
like on this, yeah.
so okay, so this one right here, the last one, you got that one queued up.
Yep. I got that one queued up.
This one is one of those where it just takes, um, it takes like it's from a cartoon. It's called, and then its nickname is appropriate because it's the Yosemite Sam Station, which briefly it operated briefly in 2004. Go ahead and
All right, ready?
pull it down.
Here we go.
Mhm.
Here we go. Let me make sure my volume's up. Here we go.
Get it close to the mic.
That was
Yeah,
quick.
it kind of fade out there in towards the end, but yeah, you heard it. I'll play it again. See if
Yeah, let me
let
see
me
if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it any clearer. I'm looking at my sound bar. It's a little bit, it fades out a little bit. So hold on.
yeah, it fades out. Yeah. But
That's
see,
crazy.
it would just constantly say that. It's a recording of Yosemite Sam shouting, "Varmint, I'm gonna blow you to smithereens," and it played after a data burst. You hear like the little noise, data burst. So it would play the burst. "Varmint, I'm gonna blow you to smithereens," and
That so it's like a
it was an
Morse code
unknown
almost.
origin. I don't think that one's Morse code. I don't think that's Morse code. That sounds kind of fast for Morse code.
Man, but I
But
wonder
it
what.
would have that
See,
noise. It was Yosemite Sam yelling. Some people thought it was possibly a hoax or military experiment, is what some people were saying, right? Um, so you were actually saying before, like when we were talking earlier, you know, what happens if you get caught? So there was one case where spies got caught using number stations, right? It was called the
wow.
case of the Cuban Five. Cuban Five is politically charged and highly controversial episode in U.S. Cuba relations involving five Cuban intelligence officers who were arrested in Miami, Florida, in 1998. They were convicted in 2001 on charges of espionage, conspiracy to commit murder, and other illegal activities while operating in the United States. Um, let's see. So one of them was charged with conspiracy to commit murder related to the sh- uh, shooting of two planes operated by brothers to the rescue. Um, so one guy, Hernandez, received two life sentences plus 15 years. I don't understand why you get two life sentences plus 15 years. Why don't you say you're going to be in there forever?
Maybe because
Uh,
one life sentence could probably be commuted after a while. Two life is like hell no.
Well, it's true. I think some when they say like life sentence, I think isn't that like 25, 30 years or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yep. I think it can. I think your sentence can be like a life sentence is considered served fully after like 25 to 35. I want to say, or after 25. I want to say
Yeah.
it can be reviewed after 25 years or 35 years, something like that.
Makes sense. So another guy was charged with espionage, conspiracy, and other offenses. He was sentenced to life imprisonment, later reduced to 30 years. Another worked as an unregistered foreign agent gathering information at U.S. military bases. Originally sentenced to life imprisonment, later reduced to 22 years. Another gentleman was charged with acting as an unrestricted foreign agent. He was sentenced to 19 years, later reduced to 17 years and 9 months. Then the last was charged with acting as an unregistered foreign agent, sentenced to 15, released in 2011, and returned to Cuba after serving parole. The Cuban Five were members of a Cuban intelligence network known as what? Oh, the Red or the Wasp Network. La, well, why does it say Red Avispa? It says La Red Avispa, the Red Wasp, right?
Yeah.
The mission was to infiltrate Cuban exile groups in the U.S., particularly in Miami, to prevent acts of terrorism against Cuba. The most infamous element of their activities involved the Cuban government shooting down of two civilian planes operated by Brothers to the Rescue in '96. The group frequently flew near Cuba airspace to drop leaflets against Cuban government and had engaged in efforts to rescue Cuban rafters. Four pilots were killed, leading to heightened tensions. Let's see.
You know,
So there was so okay, so the reason why I brought those up, they were using number station. They were using a number station called VO2 Atención, Cuban DGI, and it ran from the 1960s to 2013, possibly or longer. I don't know if you can find that.
what is it? Well, sorry, what was that?
Yeah, sorry, I probably should have. I meant to actually send that to you, but it's called VO2
Hold on, VO2.
Atención.
10, 10.
Uh,
Okay.
numbers number station, and then in parentheses it says Cuban
Cuban
DG
DJ. Okay, 3 minutes.
1960. Yeah, it's like 3 minutes 50 cents. Go to like 1 minute,
All right.
and then you can play it, and then it'll like come in, or
All
like
right.
1 minute 5 seconds or something like that.
All right. Ready?
Yeah,
All right. Here we go. This is the audio. Does it work if it's like this? I'm trying to figure out the audio. All
just
right. Here we
stick the
go.
microphone as close to the
VO
other microphone.
VO2 Atención. Here we go.
Let me see.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, let me see what it says, or what does it look like?
VO2 Atención. It looks almost like DB Cooper in the fucking subscribe button. Buzz
Yeah, that's
Archive.
right. Yeah, Buzz Archive. Yeah.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
Well, I guess that's pretty much what it says, like
Yeah.
through the whole
So
thing.
the
You
Spanish,
hear it beeping.
some
She says
Spanish.
"attention." Yeah, she says "attention," which is attention. She reads a series of numbers. You hear a lot of beeping in the background. So whenever they were listening to it, they would get the numbers and whatever. And they knew their orders or whatever it is that
It's
they.
it's kind of interesting. If I could make a observation, a pro, if I could make a pro level hack, if I could, um why not piggyback on an existing one? Let's say if I was the Red Wasp 2000, right? If I was the Red Wasps, right? Why not just choose the Lincolnshire, shortwave, that exists,
Mhm.
one that exists, and build my code around one that already exists.
I mean, you never know. Maybe they do.
Like that's what I would say. Like that way, granted, I don't have to know the language. I just have to know this is the sound, this is the code. We're not making it. We're just using what's already there.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they might. Who knows? But
Uh,
these are all interesting. Like
That's
I've heard
crazy.
them. I'm like, man. But yeah, that's one case of where spies had gotten caught using number stations.
I just don't get how they get caught. Like, okay, do you triangulate these number stations? How do you trace them back to the number stations? Do you sting the number stations? Do you
Well, no, I
like
think they. I mean, they probably were like being watched by somebody. Somewhere along the line, they had to like trip up. I don't think they were caught. Um, I don't think they were like tracked down by the number station. I think they more or less were being watched. They probably were suspected as spies, probably, you know what I mean, or something to that effect. I don't know how the spy network and all that crap works,
yeah,
but
that's crazy. Like they probably had that one thing in common though. They're like they I don't know. I don't know that's nuts though. That it can be attributed back to the number station. That means
fucking.
they probably had that one thing in common.
Mm-hmm. And they probably
That
came across like, oh, this is how you're getting, your orders, and this is why you're going over
like
here. Got the number
like
station.
hey, you got your suspect pausing at this time of day listening to this. So do
Yeah.
I. That's odd, you
But
know?
yeah, so again, like these number stations use different code. Like, okay, you heard the lady, she's speaking in Spanish. You heard the guy, he was speaking in Russian with a bunch of numbers. You heard Yosemite Sam just saying a phrase, and then that was it. There's actually one of Homer Simpson. I don't remember what he says, but there's like one Homer Simpson says something. Yeah.
That makes no sense, but I believe it. And this is all like stuff that is still out there or has been out there and that anyone can find
So
with a shortwave radio, like a
yeah.
radio
So
scanner, like a
yeah,
what is it?
yeah, like I guess a radio scanner or shortwave radio, if you have anything like that, if you're into it, yeah, you can find them. You can pick something up, but you have to listen because they only, they don't happen. It's not like continuously. They'll happen at certain times throughout the day. And maybe they don't play them at the same time every day either.
Oh
So
wow.
one of those. It's one of those. But
You gotta be on it like diligently, like
yeah, yeah. And
wow.
I think, and I mean, I want to guess. I want to just make a guess saying that somewhere in the code it probably tells them, hey, the next transmission will be at tomorrow at 2 o'clock,
Okay.
or something. I mean, maybe I want to guess. Maybe they do play him all day long. Maybe they do play him at the same time. I'm not sure, but that would be
But it's
a guess.
always on the same station. It doesn't change stations.
Yeah,
It's not like this transmission goes from this channel to this channel. You won't hear
uh,
that
right. I
con
want to
that
say yes. I would like to
that
say yes.
you wouldn't hear Yosemite Sam on a different station. It's
Right,
always on that station at some point.
right. I want to say yes.
Okay.
Um, Also, I know some people will be like, no, that's not true, or like this is all. conspiracy theory. No, these radio stations, these are 100% true. There's been stations that have been transmitting for like decades. You know,
That's
decades.
nuts.
So yeah, they're out there,
And
man.
so you just have to be, and there's more. I bet there
Oh yeah,
has to be tons
yeah.
more.
I mean, we just scratched the surface, man. There's a
Man,
lot.
I bet there's tons around here, man. I couldn't
There could
imagine.
be.
Like,
There could be.
listen,
There could be some that are like, English, and some that are probably like Chinese and Russian.
dude, there has to be so many around us. DC is so close.
Oh yeah,
Oh
definitely.
my God, I don't think I'd ever want to turn on a shortwave around me at
Mhm.
all. I would shit myself. No way. I don't think I
Yeah.
would want to do that. But no, man,
No.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Just right there. That makes. But you know what though? That makes sense. It's something so simple, but yet so complex. You know,
Mhm.
it's funny, like how as sophisticated as our technology gets, governments are almost resorting to low tech to defeat high tech shit. You know, it didn't really help in the case of what was it, Hamas, when they went with the pagers that blew off their balls, you know,
Yeah.
at all. That was pretty fucking epic. But yeah, there a lot of people are, a lot of organizations are going low tech to try to trick high tech shit. And
Yeah.
that is a perfect example of low tech shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
untraceable,
and
it's simple, stupid. It's
right.
unbeatable.
And as complicated, like you said, as complicated and as high tech as like having a computer or anything. Um, these can last. You
Yeah,
know, these can
yeah.
last. You don't need like this big tower. You just got to be in the right frequency at the right time. You can send any kind of message.
And you
You
know what's
know.
crazy? Like the techs that know how to operate this shit are dying out.
Yeah.
Like, think
Yeah.
about that. Who do you know that's a radio operator? Like, I
Oh.
don't know a Vietnam vet. Like, quick,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
What's the guy's
quick.
name from MASH? Radar.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know a
know.
radar. Like, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is medic, and I need the radio guy. Like, that's all I know. You know, that's it.
Oh man.
That's all you
Uh,
know. So I don't know any guy that knows comms. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Like the radio guy, they're all
yeah.
dead or have PTSD or on meth. Like that's
Right.
it. I mean, no one is in that field anymore. So
No.
it's
No.
like, it's the perfect. It's perfect. It's low tech. It's low tech. It's almost undefeated. It's undefeatable, and it's still going
Right.
right now, and it's untraceable. I would say it's going to be around long after us. You know, as long as that skeleton is hooked up to the shoestring, and that, what was it, Kevin McAllister? You know, he does that thing and he hits that play button. You know, and he just
Yeah.
hits the transmission, the skeleton, whatever. As long as that thing still goes, it's undefeatable.
He's sitting there going like this, and everybody's
He's
like,
going like this, and the skeleton is just fucking getting the transmission.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Uh, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, something like that. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I find them interesting. I thought this was pretty cool. Sometimes a little creepy because I mean, some of the voices in them and some of the other ones the voices are kind of creepy. Old lady. Sometimes it has like kid voices.
That, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. And
No, thank you.
and it's got music playing. You heard the first one. It had like the music playing in it and stuff like that. But yeah, those are pretty wild.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. But you know what though? First step in finding them is get yourself a shortwave radio from the Smithsonian. So
Yeah, let's go to the Radio Shack if
Hey,
there was
listen,
one still around.
Listen, and while you're at it, go get yourself a Walkman and a CD player, a compact disc player.
Yeah.
Those were the shit back then.
Oh man.
Go learn how to operate those.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's go find some defunct signals, some spy signals.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, let's go hunt some spies and then some Nazis. Let's do it while we're at it.
Do it, yeah. Cool. So, Daniel.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here for
welcome back. No.
yeah. I'm here for it, man.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I like it. I found him. I was like, man, this is kind of cool. But
dude, I think it's interesting. It's like
it's
like a whole spot. It's like a I'm not saying less exciting because it's very interesting, but it's like a spy network that's like,
well, it's like spies, they're still out there, and you're kind of like being a spy but not being a spy. You're just like listening, you're like, oh, that's cool, it's interesting. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm just looking from the outside in.
But the thing is, like, to them, they know exactly what the fuck is going on.
Oh,
and it's like holy shit, they exist. It's like someone
it's like finding out Santa Claus is real. Like, oh my gosh, spies are real.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, to someone this is everything. Like, this is the matter. Like, this is a huge deal.
It's like actually life and death, man.
Yeah, like this is everything to someone.
Yeah.
And right now this is like a stroke message. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But to someone, this is either you are moving countries or this is an assignment. Like, who knows?
Right.
Like, someone could be getting deleted because of this ramblings of Yosemite Sam, or not.
Crazy.
Like, it's crazy. But it's like this whole spy network that is in front of you that you don't know what the fuck is going on, but it exists and you can't do a goddamn thing about it. And you see it, you're like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, it exists. Fucking.
Well, hey, these are real. The spy network net is real. Yeah. So I mean, you can't say that it's not. But anyway.
Yes.
Thank you, Daniel, for joining us today.
Yes.
Thank you all for tuning in. And like I said, every little bit helps get the community going. Keep up the likes, the shares, the comments, please. Again, shouting out to everybody that's listening. Everybody across the pond, the Whatnot family.
Yes. We're running a holiday special, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Free.
It's free. It's
through
buy
2024.
Buy one, get one free.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, guys. Everybody, again, appreciate you guys. Until next time. Peace.
Later.
In a world of shadows and hidden truths, we search for answers, we chase the clues. A podcast of